Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. And in today's version of TV Shop, I'm gonna be trying to sell you this SUN J4400 storage box. Yeah, so we're gonna have a look at that. I just took it off the shelves in the data center because I don't think I'm gonna be using this. I haven't been using it until now, so I think I'm better off to try and find this a new home. So let's see what we have here. So this is a storage box. I'm just gonna wipe off the dust of it so that it looks good when somebody comes to pick it up. It has room for 24 hard drives, and even though it's very similar to the NetApp DS4243, it's also very different. For example, the disk starts 1, 2, 3, that's actually 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it counts up instead of down, which the NetApp does. And also the trays are not the same as the NetApp. Plus this is made in aluminium, machined aluminium it looks like, and it's kind of lightweight. The casing I do believe is steel, but I have 12 trays for it, so and only one filler, which is a bit of a shame, but there's only one drive in it. You're gonna get this drive, I don't mind. The rest of them are empty, I believe. Otherwise, no, they are empty. Apparently I have hidden the screws here. That's pretty smart. I hope I have done that with all of them. I wouldn't know. I have long forgotten. But as it sits here, it's ready to do 12 drives. So the only real drive here, we'll put that in number 0. And it looks like that. I only have these 12 trays for it, so it is in need of 12 more trays, which will of course cost anyone a fortune because trays are like gold. But yeah, you might get lucky out there on the big interweb. I found them in Germany, but they are indeed a bit pricey, but 12 discs is a good start. So this box can take SAS discs and SATA discs, and 24 of them. And if we look at the top of it, we can see that this is as good as new. Remove this plastic cover at customer site, and it has one more over here. So yeah, as good as new. Have to try and sell this, you know. SUN Microsystem Storage J4400, and here are some specs. They're also available in Chinese. This box is heavy, up to 42 kilograms. I do expect that is with everything. You need more than 2 people. You should empty it, then it's only 14 kilograms. I must admit I carried it in here myself without drives or anything. It wasn't that bad. So here is how everything looks. So we have the drives, we have the case, we have the power supplies and the controllers. We're gonna see those in the back. So here we have the back of it, and we have a redundant power supply. It has plenty of power. Each of these power supplies are 764 watts. Oh dear, someone don't want me to take that out. I'll go get some tools for that. So after a visit of Mr. Screwdriver, these finger screws are now finger tight. So we can have a look at it to have our curiosity satisfied. Oh, okay. There was probably no reason why to have a power supply this big. I don't know what they have been thinking about, but yeah, that's when you see how much a server power supply takes up. This is overdoing it, but we can kind of get. But now we can have a look inside and see that there is nothing there. There's just a connection in the end where the power supplies goes into. we have a filler down here, which is also a bit more than hand tight. There. Oh, shit. That has never been out of there, which the amount of dust inside also seems to show. It's a perfect place to have your manual or spare discs or something, but at the end of this one they have put a connector or two. That's a lot of connections for that. Okay, let's put these back in. And just before we put this power supply back in, I would like to point to the attention that this AC input goes from 100 volts to 240 volts AC. So this works both in the US and in the EU, the rest of the world for that matter. And it is 764 watts max. And a box big enough to put some stuff inside. So let's try and pop that back in. Did I do that wrong? Yeah, it needs to go upside down-ish. So. Yeah. They had this plastic thing so that you can put your power cable in and you can secure the power cable so that you can't pull it out, or this plastic thing is gonna protect against that. So I have a power cable here, so if we pop that in there and then put this power cable protector thing on there, it does seem like I'm not able to, it could probably go out far enough so that it wouldn't get a good connection. I don't know if there's any better way to do this. Nah. Probably it is just like this, and maybe they supplied some better cables with it that actually gets locked into place with this. I don't have these, but yeah, it if you do this like I just did, it's definitely harder to pull it out, because normally you can just pull it out like that. With the thingy there, you have to really want to make a bad connection. Looking at the other stuff that this power supply has, it actually it's really nice. It tells us if it has good AC and if it makes good DC, if it has a bad fan, or if there's any other issue with it. It has an on-off button, so you can turn it off, which is pretty nice. This is power supply number 0. Over here, as you can see, that's power supply number 1. So over there. Underneath those, we have the SAS controller. I'm just gonna make sure that these finger tight screws are actually finger tight. Oh, this one has broken. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not a good sales video. This one has an extra slit for some airing in the plastic. So yeah, it's a feature. It's a feature. So, it comes with dust and all. So here is the SAS controller. More or less it's a SAS expander. I do believe that this gives you access to all 24 drives in there. We have those big beefy connections up at the top. We have a heatsink. We have a lot of small components here. There's not really much we can do. There's a press button there, for which I have no idea. It seems like a really hard place to get in and press anything. It's right there. There's also a press button there. And there's a battery there. Might be time to change that out. I have no idea. And then we have the connections at the back. And it seems like there is not a lot of components on the back of the PCB. I can just look in there and see that there is not a lot. But on this SAS expander here, it would have been really nice if they had put a model number. That's right. It's probably that one then. Part number DAOJB1M blah 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 blah. So yeah, there's not a lot to see there. So let's put that in. And they call this a SIM. I'm not sure what SIM is about, but we have the SAS ports on the back. And they do tell you what they're meant for. Host or SIM link in, host out. And there is a SIM link out. So 00 out. Together with that, there is another good amount of LEDs over here that tells you if there's links on the different signals. So apparently there's a difference between if the signal comes from another storage box or from a host. So host out, I would expect that goes to a host or like a server. So you can connect your server to this and then connect the out to another storage box. But that's really just me expecting. I must admit, I've never used this for anything, so I hope someone way smarter than me would like to try this out. Then there are some other LEDs over here, some SIM stuff. There's no buttons on this, so you can't do anything. It does what it has to do. It has a serial management interface over here, so if you want to do something with it, you have to communicate with it through that serial port. That probably includes updates of it. So if you want to put some new firmware on it, looks like that could be it. JB1 firmware, that would be my best estimated guess. Normally you don't take these out. I just thought that we should have a look at them. Another one of these are available. I just checked on eBay and you can get another. They are about 100 euros or dollars. It's almost the same for a second controller. So you can have a second controller over there for redundancy. Or you can have two servers connecting to the same storage box, which is not always recommended, but which is possible. Seems like I forgot something important in the front here. There are some LEDs. Different warning LEDs, and if there's something wrong with it, it also has the ability to beep, and there's a button to shut it up if it's annoying you. And then there is a ID selector switch, which you with a very small screwdriver can turn around and select which number of box this is. You can connect multiple of these boxes in series to get more storage, and just with a SAS cable you can connect those multiple boxes if 24 drives isn't enough. Well, the internet is an awesome place to get some ninja hacks, and here I have one of my dodgy 10 terabyte hard drives, and I put in some screws here, and apparently it's possible to put the drive in the slot and lift it up a bit and connect to the connector back there. So yeah, you can do that. I'm not sure if I should recommend it, but it's possible. The SAS controller in this is a 3 gigabits per second SAS controller, so it's not the fastest, it's not the slowest, but it's not the newest anymore. So if you're now dreaming about this box and what awesome stuff you could use it for, I would very much recommend you to be from Denmark, because it's heavy. It would ruin any good deal to have to ship this, because then it's only the postage company that will be laughing all the way to the bank. I'll leave a link in the description to my little shop where I'll be putting this in, and I hope that someone from Denmark would be interested in this and would be willing to come and pick it up, or I can deliver it to Aarhus. But yeah, other than that, if you're in need of hardware like this and not immediately around here, and especially if you're a business, I very much recommend Bargain Hardware, and that is bargainhardware.co.uk in the United Kingdom. And if you're a business, there is no VAT and import and stuff like that. They'll be able to help you with that. And if you use the coupon code, the checkout code, MyPlayHouse, small letters, you get 5% off of your purchase. And very often that's just the shipping that you just saved yourself. And yeah, I very much recommend them. They have awesome customer service. They have lots of nice products. Prices are reasonable. They go through the effort of testing it out. This one I know was taken out of live production, so I know that it's working. But other than that, you do pay a little bit extra for people to test out stuff to make sure that you're not wasting your time, which is fair enough. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.